Hi. Welcome everybody in Love Goddess Land.
Hello everyone, how are you? We are so excited. All right, let's center. Like, where are we getting? I think we're good here.
I think
we're
we're
good.
I've got
We're
Mark.
in the center, right?
You can see us just well.
Yes. And if you can't hear or you can't see for some reason, please let us know in comments. If you can't access the workshop, please let us know in comments as well. We have Sybil on the background helping us with the tech setup. So if we have some kind of issues, please let us know.
Yes.
We'll course correct and troubleshoot. But from what we know, we are live.
Yeah.
We're excited. It's been a long time coming, and we are so pumped up. So, my love here, Carleen.
Hello, I'm Carleen.
Carleen, tell us about you. Why are you here?
I am actually one of the photographers here. So I help make these gorgeous ladies as gorgeous as they are. So I get to get it on film, and the proof is in the pudding if you've seen some of our shoots.
Yes, and my name is Katya Melvin. If you have not met before, here I am, the owner and the founder of the Lovegodesss Women's Studio. We have beautiful women's studio in downtown Virginia Beach, where we facilitate beautiful photo sessions for our clients, for women who are seeking to see themselves beautiful through boudoir. And in that space, a lot of things started happening to me. As I'm photographing my clients in the beginning of my journey, I'm seeing these beautiful transformations that are happening. And I am asking myself, well, these women, they walk out the door, they see themselves beautiful through a lens of a photographer. In that place, it was me back when I was still taking clients consistently. And they walk outside this building and they go back to their home and they lose everything that we just so deeply worked on and created together, getting their Lovegodesss out. So I questioned, how can I give them that bigger transformation? And this is how the entire coaching program was born. The entire Lovegodesss method was born. Yes. The Lovegodesss dance studio to facilitate the feminine practice, so women stay in that feminine energy, which we'll share more of a little bit later. But what we do here as a whole, the entire mission of the Lovegodesss movement here is for us to step into our, I call her love goddess, but that is your erotic, beautiful, sexy woman within, which I will share a little bit more about. What does that mean? What does sexy mean? We think it's something we wear on the outside, when in reality it really comes from within, right? And I already forgot what I was talking about. Anyway. Right?
That's okay. I'll jump in. This is where I tell you. So we're going to cover some things like cellulite.
Yes.
Those waving arms we've got, belly bulges and boobs. We all have boobs, but some of us rather conceal them a little bit more, or some of us would like to give them a little oomph. So we're going to demonstrate a little bit of both. We're going to be realistic. And we're also going to keep in mind that we're going from winter to spring right now. So we'll try to show you some items that you can kind of pull out of your closet and just mix and match.
Right. And so on that note, yes, we'll show you how to do things on the outside to look pretty, to look beautiful, to style things together, to put them together in a really beautiful, cohesive way. However, I want to bring that point forward that beauty and sexuality really comes from within. It comes from within. So while we will show you, hey, this is how you style for your boobs, this is how you style for cellulite, this is what you do to help with your belly, I will continue reminding you that your beauty is how you feel on the inside, and you can just facilitate it. You can inspire it on the outside, but it's an inside job. So you can inspire from the outside in, but it does not work for everyone. That is why the deep work is always within yourself, which I will share more of when we go into 5 layers of Soulfully Sexy in the next episode here.
Right.
But anyway, what gives us the permission or authority to do this workshop here is that we've been doing this for 12 years. We have worked with so many women, and every single woman has the same problem. She comes here and she literally looks at us in the eyes and says, I have a big gut. I'm a fat and ugly. Like, I will not photograph good. I don't like my arms, or like, and she's like shaking and she's hiding and she's so self-conscious of her body. And we just saw the need for a workshop like this for women to understand that, one, there is rules to styling. If you apply your rules correctly, you will look good. That's one thing. But again, second, like, even if you look good, it will not solve your confidence, because it comes from within. And that's where you really need to be looking at what is there that's missing, that you're trying to fill up on the outside.
Right. Every woman that leaves our studio, we want you to have that feeling that we gave you, that we helped you build.
Yeah.
We want it to go home with you. And so we want to show you different ways that you can kind of spark that magic within yourself and start changing your life a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well,
and why do we do this?
Well,
I mean, we've been through it, both of us. So I've been bigger, I've been skinnier, I've had children, my body has changed. I'm 40 now, and things are going to keep changing. Yeah. But being comfortable in my own skin has changed my life. And I hope that this helps a few of you ladies.
Yes. Give us an example of a client that you've had recently who was able to see herself differently with the styling help that we shared with her.
Recently, I had a client who's actually very, very tomboyish. So this was out of the norm for her. She doesn't wear heels. She doesn't wear makeup. And so we did a photo shoot. She was really excited. She's doing it for her and her fiance. And the best part was at the end, when I showed her videos and I already showed her film, and she got to look at all the pictures, she was like, I really feel feminine. And she's like, and I didn't think I would feel that way. So that's always heartwarming. I love hearing that. I just drew a blank. No, but I love hearing from my clients that something has changed them. They feel that spark. They've enlightened themselves a little bit. And, one of my little tips that I love to tell everybody when they leave, that lingerie that you wore to your session, please, please, please wear it underneath your clothes. Wear it under those scrubs. Wear it under your uniform, because you got that secret something sexy that no one else knows about but you. And that makes you feel good, because you know how damn good you looked.
Yes. So anyway, we are about to get started. Say, if you're watching this live, I already see some comments. Yay! We even have people coming and watching from Sweden.
Wow,
from
really?
Sweden.
That's awesome.
Yes. So when you're coming in, please make sure to let us know that you are either watching it live or you're watching it replay. Replay will be available for the 24 hours. So you can still catch us. However, we will not keep the replay available for much longer, because this will become part of the paid membership eventually. So with that being said, please let us know what it is that whether you're watching a replay or whether you're watching us live. Say hi and say where you're coming from. Also, I noticed that the link that was shared in the comments, somebody mentioned that the link that was shared in the email was not working. So Sybil, would you mind please taking a look at that and course correct and let's see. So we want as many people to join us live. So we want to make sure that all links are working, and we want to make sure that everything that we are sharing as far as the links, they're all live and ready to go. All right, very good. So that's a good introduction with me and Carleen.
Yes.
We decided to do yellow today. How we're
matching.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, I don't know about yellow for me. I don't really wear yellow, but you know, it's growing on me.
Yes. One thing I want to ask you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get my time.
And by the way, we are live, so you can see all of our like struggles with tech. Let's go ahead and reset that, and let's double check that we are recording as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. Perfect. The next portion that I really want to go with you guys is called Soulfully Sexy. And I'll share with you where I got this whole terminology, where I got this entire concept on my journey. And I've been at this for 12 years. I've already shared with you on my journey of exploring and finding and connecting. How does boudoir connect to coaching? Just that alone, to go full circle, took me about 3 years to find the missing link. How does boudoir connect to coaching? Took me 3 years, lots of spirituality work, lots of downloads, lots of channeling to understand, until I have this aha moment. And that led me on the path of finding additional people who were working already in that environment. And one of the teachers that I followed at that time was Sheila Kelly. She is a founder of S Factor. And as she's talking about using the movement and tapping into your sexuality, she is sharing the 5 layers of sexy that I want to share with you today, for you to understand what sexy really means. Sexy is not something on the outside of you. You know, in our society, we think that sexy comes if I wear a short skirt. Sexy comes if I put on this dress and have like nice cleavage, like where boobs might hanging out. By the way, current fashion trends, I'm sorry, but like, are you a whore or are you a whore? Like, excuse me, like this is so not classy. And here we are always classy. Do you hear Carleen laughing in the in the background?
No.
Oh my god. Anyway, no, I am not necessarily on point with current fashion trends. I don't agree with exposing boobs. I don't agree with like only covering your nipples and the rest of the boobs is all like, to me, that's too desperate. That's like seeking for attention. Look at me. I want to be fucked today. No, thank you. Carleen, are you not used to me like sharing the real life?
This is every day, all day. I love my job. I love it.
So anyway, girls, everything that we do here is always high class. It's always on point. It's always coming from a place of respect to your body, to yourself. And the most important thing too, I love to trace my fashion style and my fashion taste from older, I wouldn't say vintage, but I'm gonna say 50s, 60s, because like old Hollywood stars, because they were presentational. They were owning their style. They weren't overly exposed. I mean, there is a place to that, but with your intimate partner, and that's wonderful, and that's your thing. But don't just go outside being fully exposed to the world. Take pictures, post it on your social media so everyone could see your boobs. To me, that's absolutely no. So everything that we are sharing here with you has basis at being very classy, high-end, high style, timeless. So you can use these principles everywhere. You can use these principles at work. You can use these principles in your everyday. And you can use these principles when you go out and want to be more dressy. So with that being said, let me grab my water. I want to go into soulfully sexy. So we already talked that sexy is a feeling. Sexy is what comes from the inside. It's not what you wear. It's not what you project out into the world, where other men look at you and they might say, oh, this girl is sexy, but you don't feel it. You could be dressed in a burlap bag, but you could feel sexy. Or you could be dressed in high heels and a not nice, expensive Honey Birdette lingerie, and you would still not feel sexy. You would still look in the mirror and go, oh, I wish my thighs were smaller, or I wish my belly wasn't bulging. And sexy is a feeling. Sexy is about your attitude. Sexy is about who you decide you are being in this world, and it always comes from within. Therefore, there are 5 layers of being sexy. Layer number 1 is called flatline, and I'm using Sheila's terminology because it's amazing, and I just want to share with you because she developed the system, and I just want to share my heart out and with you regarding the 5 layers. So flatline is when you're hiding. Flatline is when you are wearing the bulky clothes. It is you hiding your feminine body from the outside world. Whether, and there might be reasons why you're hiding. There might be, and by the way, there is a healthy way to do this and an unhealthy way to do this. So reason number 1 you might be hiding is because of your insecurities. Sometimes you go, oh, I need to cover up. I need to cover up. I'm not pretty. I'm too fat. I'm too ugly. I need to cover up. And so you're covering yourself up in layers and layers and layers and bulky clothes because you are afraid to be seen. You have a lot of insecurities about your body that you, God forbid, somebody else notices outside other than you, right? So there's a lot of healing that needs to happen around this. Another unhealthy flatline is when the culture or religion dictates you, don't wear that dress, it's too short. Don't overexpose yourself because it goes against your religion. Don't be too bright. Don't be too loud. The government tells you don't shine your light. And you are this little girl that's like, okay, oh, I'm a good girl. I'll listen to what government, church, culture tells me what to be. Like, I wouldn't be standing here if I didn't take the stand against that at some point in my life. I wouldn't be standing here telling you that I was silenced before, and I was afraid of my own light, and I was afraid of my own power. And over the years, I released a layer, 1 layer at a time, a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more until I am here with you telling you that this is literally a programming, that we are being programmed by government, culture, religion to not be feminine, to not shine our feminine light, to not be radiant. And that's why, guess what happens? We go on the street, we see women and they're looking down and they're like all in their bodies like that. Don't fucking look at me, you know? Instead of, I literally practiced this over the weekend. At least like 3 guys asked me for my number. But I practiced openness. I practiced my feminine radiance. I didn't do anything special or desperate or seeking attention. I just put my shoulders out really high, my chin, and I was open and I was walking from my hips very slowly in my own feminine radiance, in my own feminine presence. And the most important thing, I looked people in the eyes and I smiled and I recognized them and they were seen and I was seen back. And that was the most amazing thing that I've practiced lately, because to me, people are fascinating. And I started talking to so many more people in my life, and they are sharing me stories with me of their life and how it all unfolded. And to me, it's beautiful. When you share stories when you hear stories of people, it's beautiful. And it helps you to learn from them too. So, flatline. Unhealthy flatline is when you cover yourself with bulk, cover your body, cover your shape, and you are afraid to be seen, right? A healthy flatline is when you are with your lover and going out in public and you're wearing really revealing dress. And when you're wearing your revealing dress and you go in public, you feel unsafe. You feel objectified. You feel like people look at you funny. And so healthy flatline is when you put on a jacket, right? When you put on a jacket and you cover yourself up in a healthy, still stylish way. So that's a healthy flatline that comes from your level of comfort. Let's go into presentational layer of sexy. By the way, this is one of my favorite because I see a lot of women with an unhealthy presentational layer of sexy. And this is literally why they're coming into our boudoir studio. Presentational layer of sexy is how you being perceived on the outside. It's your style. It's what you wear. It is the energy that you emit. It's how you show up in the world. And so unhealthy presentational style is when you do your makeup too much, when you, the extreme levels of unhealthy presentational is when you go and modify your body surgically, especially if you are inserting 5-10 times bigger boobs or exaggerating your butt. There's like all these girls on TikTok nowadays complaining that airplane seats are not made for new levels of body, and her butt is literally like this and her waist is like this. Like, no, girl, you're absolutely desperate for attention. You're desperate to be seen. And while there is lots of there's judgment, yes, we all gonna have judgment when we see a person like that, but there is a deep level of need. There's a deep level of wanting to be seen. She just went around this in a wrong way. She craves this love, but in a completely wrong manner, in a completely wrong way. So presentational style is when you're exaggerating, when you are not comfortable in your body, when you go through these modification procedures, when to the point of extreme. I do Botox, I do some procedures, and I see nothing wrong with it when it enhances me. I do makeup. But when it is exaggerated, when your makeup is overly done, when, just like I've shared with you in the previous episode, when you're overexposing yourself and the only thing that is covered is your nipples and you have nothing over your breasts and you're going out like that in public calling it an evening dress, that's a desperation to be seen. That's a non-healthy presentational sexy. Healthy presentational sexy is when you dress up classy, when you have form-fitting clothes, which is what we are about to share with you today, when you are truly comfortable in your body and you don't need to be seen to that extreme. You don't need to seek other people's validation because you are the one that's validating yourself. Those are my two main points, two main sexy layers of sexy that I wanted to cover. I'm gonna brush up on the remaining layers really quickly so you understand what is the next level. But a lot of you who are watching this workshop would be within the flatline and presentational level at this point, because otherwise you wouldn't be watching this workshop. So the next level of sexy, the next layer of sexy is animated. Animated is movement. It's when you start moving your body and being in your feminine, and you don't hold the shame in your body, because a lot of women hold a lot of shame. That's why they walk like this. They're very stiff. That's why their body hurts. They have dis-ease in their body, and it's usually in a spot where they hold that shame, that fear. They hold a lot of negativity in those spots, and body stiffens. They can't properly move in a feminine way. Healthy animated is when you love to dance and you are perfectly within your feminine, you're moving with the flow. That is why we have opened dance classes in the Love Goddess studio to allow you to reach to that next level of sexy. Like, yes, boudoir session is great, but what's your next level? Your next level is when you start moving as feminine creature. The next layer, and by the way, unhealthy layer of sexy that is animated is when you are struggling to move.
Or raunchy boudoir.
Wait a second. We'll talk about that next. All right. Raunchy boudoir. I was like, wait a second. What? I already forgot what I was gonna say. But...
The last level of sexy.
Okay, the next level of sexy. So we are what? 1, 2, 3. Animated, emotional. The next layer of sexy is emotional. When your body is literally created to move emotions through. Your emotional sexy is when you allow your anger, your frustration, your sexuality, your desire, your ecstasy, your joy, your happiness, your excitement. You are animated and you are moving your body, and yet you also experience full range of emotions with your body. That is your next level of sexy. And when everything is combined, your presentational, your animated, your emotional, you are moving with your emotions. You are a fucking storm. And you are so radiant, and people just can't take their eyes off of you because you are in your feminine power. You as a feminine woman, that's why women are created to experience all these range of emotions. We have hormones, we have everything. Men are afraid of us because we're all over the place, and we are animated. And we are moving, we are experiencing those emotions. Like, we're literally given the hormones, like with the cycles, you know how like in the beginning we're like horny and like excited and ready to take on the world, and then like after ovulation we're like, leave me alone. I'm good, right? Like, we are emotional creatures, and when you allow to experience those emotions, your erotic energy is your life force energy. And so that what flows through your body, your life force energy. And what is life force energy? Is your emotions. When you are experiencing life through you, through your emotions, you are in your full feminine range. That's when you are experiencing the highs and the lows, and the highs and the lows, versus just living very boring life kind of here. By the way, birth control pills will do that to you. They'll cut your hormones out and you'll be very even, but it's such a boring life. I didn't even had any desire for sex when I was taking birth control pills. Yeah. So, all right. Well, last layer is soulful sexy. What does that mean? Come here.
Okay.
Because you're like kind of
I know,
off.
I'm kind of like hiding in the corner.
So soulfully sexy is when you are fully embraced in the power of who you are. You are not being ashamed. You are completely and fully in love with yourself. And that is what people call self-love. You can walk around naked in front of your partner and you are not being ashamed or afraid of anything about yourself. You are so deeply in love with you, and you're looking in a mirror and you are loving your body parts, and you are accepting yourself for the imperfections and loving yourself anyway, and seeing yourself as beautiful anyway, and accepting, because your validation does not come from the outside world. It comes from within. It comes from within. And you are the only person that makes those decisions for you. You stopped depending on other people, and you've given yourself the power back to be the sexy creature that you are meant to be from the very beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give the floor or the stage to Carlene, and she's gonna share the first pillar with you regarding styling. What is it?
So
what
we're
are
going
we
to talk
talking
about cellulite.
Cellulite.
So,
okay.
You know, we've all got it, unfortunately, and it's not very easy to get rid of. So, what is cellulite? Cellulite is fat pockets that tend to bunch up and create cottage cheese. I actually had notes on this. Cottage cheese thighs or dimples or like funny little bulges. And we usually get them in our thighs and our waist and our butt. So how do we get rid of this? Exercise, of course, helps. And of course, there's extreme measures like surgery. But what do we do right now? You know, like you want to go out tonight and you want to look good. So what do? I've got this box of toys here. So Katya has tried all these things. This is a roller. You roll it on yourself. It hurts.
And also, girls, be prepared for bruising.
Bruising, yes.
Bruising.
If
you get bruising from this.
You're gonna get bruised. This thing, it sucks. It sucks. She told me it sucks. Not literally like it sucks, but it literally sucks. So it sucks, and you go down, and that hurts. This causes bruising too. You can try massage. Hey, I dated a massage therapist for like a year. I gotta say, my cellulite did go down quite a bit, but I might have been doing other things too that might have been a little bit more active. So, I don't work out. So what can we do about our cellulite? So everyone knows, or most of you ladies know, that dark colors help us kind of hide our cellulite. So it draws away from the parts that we don't like, brings up to the brighter spots. So here I am in my bright yellow. You're not going to look at my thighs. But something else you can think about. So textures is a huge thing. So yes, I understand we've got cellulite, we've got texture there, so we're going to combat that texture with something else. So I have actually, Katya and I both have gone through our closets and we have pulled out some items to help us. So these are actually our items from home. So, and you'll see a huge difference between my wardrobe and Katya's wardrobe,
which is full of colors.
Yeah, she is way more stylish than me. But you'll notice that some of my items pull double duty. So, like for instance, my areas are my belly and my arms. I don't really like hiding. I don't really like those things. So those are things I like to hide.
For me, and since we are on this,
yes.
For me, it's I have bigger upper arms that I am actually working on minimizing with the gym and with clothes. I already have been doing this for years. I have a little bit of a belly fat, and then my biggest concern is my thighs. So every time I gain weight, it's always goes not even in my butt, in my thighs, and they are out of proportion with the rest of my legs. So I'm working on my thighs at this point. I've committed, to be working.
You do a great way of camouflaging. So for instance, patterns. So and different textures. So this, I don't know if you can see it, but it has a snake pattern almost on it. And that helps detract. This is, and you've seen Katya. You've probably seen her in the skirt. She looks great. So she's doing a good job of hiding these things.
And another thing about this, and we're showing you leather. Another thing about this, that leather just in general is very thick.
Mm-hmm.
So it will not stick to your body to the point where you could see cellulite. It will cover just the portions, and we're talking primarily cellulite on our thighs, right? And which I have personally. So that is one of the ways I am hiding my cellulite, is by wearing kind of thicker fabric for my skirts.
Yep. And the same thing, good example, this has a great pattern, almost like a waffle pattern, if you can see it. And that really does help detract. And because keep in mind, these are only these are short skirts, but our cellulite usually doesn't go past mid-thigh. But,
And this is kind of a longer pencil skirt. Is that what this pencil skirt? It's a longer pencil skirt, and you can actually see the pattern on it right here. So it allows, again, pattern, the texture of the skirt, minimize and eliminate the cellulite visibly.
That is right. Okay. Actually, this is in the wrong spot. We're gonna save that one for later.
Okay.
Okay, now, besides this awesome box of toys over here, we've got all of the, I'm gonna call them,
all of my body
snatchers.
She's gonna show you. She's
All the
gonna
snatchers.
show you. all
So
the body
shapewear. Shapewear is, well, we need it. It's a reality. Let's be real. And it works well. So there are lots of different kinds of shapers. It's all about finding one that you're comfortable in too. So there are a lot of them out there that are not comfortable. I don't actually wear a lot of shapers. So I'm going to ask you a little bit about some of them.
Okay, perfect.
So I know that, you know, some of these shapers, they're actually crotchless. That is super important because you have to pee.
You'll
have
so
to
the
pee.
one that she's holding is this one is special specifically. It's called Belly Feet, and I wore this. This is not just a shapewear. This also allowed me to put my belly back in place after being pregnant. So that's how long I've had this piece.
That's a good piece.
It actually did work, and I absolutely loved wearing it because I had. And we girls, a lot of us went through pregnancy, and we had a belly that needed to be put in place. A lot of uterus.
It's your uterus.
Your uterus takes time to shrink back. So this is literally, this particular piece is what was helping me to put it back in place. Now, this one in particular is very thick. And that's why it was good for the after pregnancy
and it's like
use.
just panties, right?
Right.
Okay.
And this one actually snaps and for pee.
Now, not all shapers are tight. So for instance, like this is for an A-line skirt. So this isn't super tight, but it's slimming. It will help smooth out those lines. It's got a lot of give. So that means it's going to suck you in, snatch you in pretty tight there. But
this is something I would wear underneath like an evening dress.
And this is actually Assets. Assets is a pretty popular brand. You can find it almost anywhere, and it's very affordable.
Yes.
I like Assets, actually.
Yep, me too.
I like Assets. I got And then this is a stomach cincher. So this would just be for your belly.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like a corset. That is because it really is.
Yeah. This one zips on the front.
Even better.
Now, I will tell you, some of these pieces are uncomfortable wearing, so that's why you want to test what works for you. Because for me, this piece is a little too, like, it had too much of a rib. I don't like the feeling. They always feel like it's not working for me very well.
If you notice, Katya and I both have short torsos, so something like that isn't going to work very well for people with short torsos. You're gonna lean over, and those they're gonna stick you in the ribs, and you're gonna be uncomfortable the whole day, and you won't be able to breathe. And the last thing you're gonna want to do is go out in it.
Yeah. One of these. Do we have little shorts? These are overused,
but they're shorts.
But these are the shorts that I literally just wore. Assets. It's another Assets piece. This is kind of stretchy, but it really snapped me into place. What did I use it for? Oh, I was wearing a bodycon type of dress just last week, and I wore these underneath. And the best part about this, remember how I shared with you about my thighs and my belly? So the belly portion snapped my belly in place, but the thigh portion snapped my thighs in place. So the silhouette was very S-shaped, very balanced out.
Something else you can think about is, so let's say you've got your skirt on, so your butt and your thighs are good, but that lower thigh still has a little bit of that right behind the knee. Think about stockings. So these are actually just fishnet stockings, and you don't have to get super weird or crazy. Just don't wear white stockings. If you haven't seen my video about white stockings, don't wear white stockings. Those are for church. 6-year-olds, grandmas, don't wear white stockings. Or at least don't bring them here, please. I might have a fit. But that is, for the most part, this is what we've been talking about with cellulite. Oh, patterns. Here's another pattern. Pair of pants. Also, well-fitted pants are key to definitely making sure that you look stylish. If you're wearing something that doesn't fit correctly, you're not going to pull off the look that you want. So with all of our items, make sure that you have something that does fit you well. Gosh, I have a mess here.
All right. So where are we about cellulite? So we've
So we're
talked about
actually-
dark colors.
Yeah,
We talked about gathered fabric. Did we talk about gathered fabric?
Actually, we haven't talked about gathered fabric, so that's something that could take it or leave it. So gathered fabric can also go in the same patterns as our pleats and our scrunchy materials. And we did talk about our different styles. So you're definitely more bodycon. I'm a little bit more A-line. I think we are
covered the basics of the style. How do we use this in our boudoir setting? So when clients come in and they say, oh, I have cellulite, what can be done about it? So what are we doing normally?
So with our clients, if they're concerned about their cellulite when they come in for their session, the first thing we're going to do is find out where are your problem areas. And a lot of our ladies do say it's their bellies and their thighs. So we'll go to the closet, which is where we're at today, and we will start grabbing little things for you. Well, I'll usually grab a few things for my client ahead of time while they're still in the makeup chair. I'll look at their I will look at their outfits that they brought. I'll kind of color coordinate. I'll start picking out shoes and everything, and then we jump into the closet and we start putting it together. So for your belly, I would use a robe sometimes just to help hide your belly a little bit. Also, we can use those same robes to help hide our thighs. I have some very beautiful long robes that look very classy and look very, very stylish. And we have a different way of just kind of moving them around and adjusting them to hide those places. So tucking something that we do. So when our girls are in more of a seated, kind of a slouched almost position where their belly is going to bulge a little bit, we will take that and we'll tuck it. We'll kind of tuck things. And so that it doesn't look as bulky and it doesn't look as bulgy, and it smooths it out. A lot of the times the lace kind of changes the look of the pattern on the skin. So you're not going to see that cellulite. But yeah, those are some of the things that we do here in the studio.
All right. So what else can we add about cellulite before we transition to pillar number 2, which is what? Stomach.
Stomach, yes. Pillar number 2 is our stomach. And actually, no, I think it's a perfect time to kind of roll into that because stomach bulge and cellulite kind of goes hand in hand. So high-waisted bottoms, those are awesome. Now, Katya and I just had this conversation in her apartment. We were laughing about it. So if you're going to wear a high-waisted bottom, make sure that you're wearing a high-waisted panty, because when you're wearing a high-waisted bottom and your panties are down here and they're cutting here, you're going to make a funny little bulge, and it's going to bulge again. So you want to have that high-waisted panty that's covering it, because you can't depend on your pants alone. Something else you can think about is empire waist dress. So here I have an empire waist dress. So empire waist is where it actually just snatches below the bosom. That is the empire waist. So when you're wearing that, what it does is it's fitted up here and it drapes from here down. So that hides your belly bulge. So if you're going out for mimosas later, you might want to think about something like this, because mimosas tend to bloat me. I don't know about you, but that's something I would wear if I was going to be trying to hide my belly bulge. Something else you can think about is wrap dresses. What a wrap dress does is it cinches you right at the waist. So it helps give you a little more definition. So this is an example of a wrap dress. I know Katya doesn't like patterns, and I'm so sorry if you can't see it very well, but it ties at the waist, cinches right over here, and it creates that hourglass silhouette. So anything that kind of cinches, that'll give you a little bit. It also creates a little bit of texture here. So it kind of hides that belly bulge. Another example of that would be this one right here. That one creates a little bit of texture, cinches you in the belly, and it hides a little bit of that bulge. It also detracts. So this is I guess a cocktail dress. It's got a little bit of ruffles here. It's got a little bit of ruffles here. And those things actually help detract from those problem areas that we don't actually like to show off. Something else you can think about are cardigans and blazers. So cardigans and blazers, you want to have blazers that are longer length. So something that is skimmed to your mid-thigh. So Katya has one on right now. She has a longer one, but as you notice, That's very easy to hide your belly bulge in this. So it's longer. And this one runs to about almost to her knees, but it's a really nice tailored coat. Again, tailored fit is going to look better than something that is slouchy.
Another
bulgy.
thing I want to point my attention, see how I'm styling my clothes. Every time I have, like I already shared, belly is one of my areas. See, I'm bloated right now. So I am trying to minimize the effect of my bloatedness with styling my clothes properly. So first you notice that I was wearing a jacket, right? That had so that's outside layer number one that I've had. Now the way I like to do my shirts, I could wear it like that, and it's very loose and it's very bulky. Remember the flat line? Like this is flat line, like to the extent, like if I was bigger, like nobody would have even not noticed, right? But what I do to make it a little more fitting, because my pants create the silhouette, my pants hugging my thighs and hugging my legs. So I balanced it out with the top layer that is a little more wide, a little more flowy, and I am okay with having that second layer at the top a little more flowy, a little more bulky, simply because my thighs and my legs are all intact. What would be a no-no if I was wearing this bulky layer and then another bulky layer or another big skirt down there, that would throw everything out of balance. Another thing that it would work for this kind of combination that I'm wearing right now is if I was wearing body hugging pants, which I do, and unfortunately you can't see the way camera is located. And if I was wearing more of a body hugging top too, and layering it with a jacket that I was wearing, would be working as well. Now, one last piece about this, how I'm layering my belly. So we already shared that I have like a little bit of a belly going on. So I take this corner of the shirt and I tuck it in a little bit to create that slimming effect. So first of all,
she's also actually creating a lengthening. So she's making her torso look a little bit longer here. And it's look how simple that is. Look how simple that was. Just tuck it in. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sipping on my tippy toes, so I could show him.
Pretty short.
Right.
But yeah, there's just simple things that you can do. I mean, visually, who doesn't have fitted pants and a t-shirt?
Right, and visually, this kind of like takes away from my bulge in my belly. It covers portion of it, but the attention is on the line because this is so much brighter than my pants. The attention is on my shirt and the line that I'm creating with my clothing for this. Sorry, I'm no,
that's great. No, I love that she jumped in on that. Actually, we finished that one pretty quickly.
Okay, awesome.
So actually now, if you want, we can just roll into arms.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, well, actually, here we go. So, arms. We all have arms. Well, not everybody, but I mean that was kind of mean. But no,
that was mean.
That was kind of mean. I didn't mean that. But okay, we have arms. Okay, so so something you can think about if you are trying. So I don't know if you read the emails, but if you're waving and your hand's waving, but your arm down here is waving as well, then you might have a little bit of the arm bulge, and that's okay. So something I'm wearing right now. This is called a dolman. And a dolman, this is actually a very smaller dolman. But what a dolman does is it actually extends a little bit farther out. So it hides this little bit that you're not trying to show off. And Katya actually has a great example of a dolman.
Oh, yes. Bring it over.
Over here. That sweater that really does hide your arms. Something else. Ooh, careful. Something else you can consider is 3/4 length sleeves. What the 3/4 length sleeves do is they are actually hiding the bulk of it, which is from here to here, which is usually our problem area. And it's hiding that, but it's still giving a little bit of skin, and it's showing balance. Again, we're talking about balance. So again, dolman sleeves. So she doesn't, she can't put it on. We were gonna try to change her clothes and just run around, and it's ridiculous. We do have the dummy.
We have a dummy.
No, that's not an employee, I promise. We're not calling
I have a
you-
dummy here. Let's undress the dummy.
Mhm.
Woo! Let's do it in a sexy way.
Woo! So this sweater here will help you hide your shoulders. So anything that's off shoulder will help hide that bulky part of your arms that you're not crazy about. Well, I wish she had arms. That would look normal. It doesn't look normal because she doesn't have arms. But okay, in a perfect world, she would have arms. And you'd be able to see that this kind of covers that bulky part of the upper bicep. And that's really our biggest problem. Yes, we can do workouts. I don't have any magic machines for that. Arms are a pain in the butt. But if you start incorporating something really small and simple into your daily life, you might notice a big change. So for me personally, I got this job. And the cameras here are really heavy. They're really heavy. And that is a workout for me all day long, taking photos, picking up the ladder with the other hand. So like I'm getting a workout all day long. So, but not everybody has a job like this where you get to move around a lot. So hence the videos. So 3/4 length sleeves. We're back on that. So we have the yellow coat and actually the blue coat. They're both 3/4 length sleeves. So like I said, it hides majority of the bulk, but it still creates a balance because you've got a little bit of skin showing. So these are both great examples of tailor fit jackets, and these cut at the waist because again, we're short waisted. So that's where we want our line to stop because we want to accentuate our waist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We also have some other options here. Let me put this out there. All right.
Do we need the dummy?
We don't need the dummy.
Okay.
We'll just call her Jessica for now.
Jessica. All right, Jessica's gotta go.
Okay. So, ruffles. Ruffles are another way that you can hide the bulge. So let's go to extreme. Okay, depending on your style, depending on what your budget is, but this is definitely this is first.
I like to go
This is gonna hide your arms. So the ruffles here are gonna detract from your arms. No one's gonna pay attention to your arm bulge because this is so fabulous, and you're showing off this little bit of skin here, which is creating again balance.
Yeah.
And then we also have dresses. We're gonna do both of our dresses, the long sleeve dresses. So both this black one. There we go. So both these dresses have long sleeves. They're also fashionable. They also look really nice. These are actually V-necks. These are gonna do double duty, especially when we're getting to the boobs portion of our our webinar here today. But see how these have beautiful long sleeves. They actually have a lace detail. Can't see through it, but it gives a little, again, balance. Light changes everything a little bit. Now patterns. We talked about patterns. Patterns can help detract from anything. So a pattern in a dress is going to help detract from your arms. No one's going to pay attention to your arms because the rest of the dress is so fabulous and you look good. That's all you have to keep reminding yourself is you look good. And this isn't hard. Getting dressed in the morning shouldn't be just rolling out, throwing on those same old leggings every day. Start to elevate yourself. Bring yourself out of that because I used to be like that and it doesn't feel great. And then when you start elevating your clothes and you start feeling good about the outfits that you put together, then you will start feeling a little bit better. And it builds. Everything builds little by little by little.
Yeah. How are we helping our boudoir clients?
Oh, with the arms?
With the arms, usually.
Oh my gosh.
And that's one of the things that women are always like,
Absolutely.
be careful with my arms. I don't like my arms. That's one of the things that we as women are super conscious.
Any one of our robes. Doesn't even matter.
Okay.
Any robe. And I can do this with any robe that we have here. That's the great thing about this closet is it's like endless.
Oh no, that's not a robe.
That's a dress. We have dresses here too. I love this one too. Okay, so this robe is great because it has multicolors. We like to use this for our clients that are going for a little more dominatrix and a little
No, that is not dominatrix, girl.
I'm not kidding.
No,
Our dom girls that want to have a little bit
of femininity.
Just a little bit of femininity. This is just enough because it makes
to
them
me,
feel
dominatrix is like leather and like whips, chains, like all that. Like,
what percentage of women come in here actually want the whips and chains? Not that many. They
no,
talk
very,
about it.
very little.
They talk about it now.
Yeah.
We hear it. We hear it all the time. Oh, I want to be a 10. I am more.
No, most of
I'm not Marilyn. I am more Betty Page or Sexy Siren. And you get here and you see the things, and then you're like, oh, I don't know. It's like deer in the headlights. None of these things can hurt you.
And so
it's just fun.
and then during the consultation, we would start talking like, okay, are you like a level 1 Marilyn Monroe, like this girl next door vibe, or are you 10 whips and chains and being a dom? And a lot of women would basically say, and I'm telling you, it's 90% of women, they would say, oh, I'm somewhere, I'm like level 5, maybe 6. Like, I want to be sultry and seductive, but I'm not a dom and I'm not a girl next door. I'm somewhere in the middle. Yeah. So that's what we keep hearing the most. So, but don't you worry. We have the girl next doors here, like some, and by the way, one of the questions that is nice to address too is a lot of women come in and they bring dresses, and can you do boudoir session in a dress if you are the girl next door? So the answer is yes, with some modifications. We still would run the same posing techniques. We do need to approve your dress. We do need, that's why we have clothing consultations, because not every dress will work for what it is that we are going for. But the answer, the simple answer to this question, yes, you can do boudoir session in a dress and you can look sexy. And I have done multiple boudoir sessions in a dress. So the answer is yes, you don't have to only wear lingerie for this, right? And so we have options for girls next door. We have options for dominatrix. We have all the toys. I love all the toys. They're fun. We use them in our sessions. I had my like period of time when I was in the alternative culture and I explored and saw what women wear and like the latex and the leather, and it was fun for a while. Now I'm kind of cooled off, but like I'm still loving all of that.
it's fun. It's working here is like playing dress up all day.
Yes,
I love it. So
back to like it's like being a kid. You know what I mean? Like being a kid, while being an adult. You know what I mean?
So this robe actually, and I want to tell everyone, so I'm a size 10. So, and this robe has been worn by women that are plus sizes. We have every size. Like, so we can dress up anybody, but this particular robe has been worn by many, many plus size women as well. So I want to be clear that a lot of these things are interminglable. That's not even a word. I sound so smart. Interchangeable, and they work for almost everybody. But something to hide the arms. So we would.
And another thing about robes, we don't only use it to hide arms. We use it to cover the layers. So in fact, the little secret that I tell my girls, like, hey, boudoir session is photography. And the best part about photography, that it is 2D. It is 2D. It's 2-dimensional. We can tweak and modify and pretend and cover, and it will look good. It will look like it will look real. So what we do a lot of times, we would use the layer from the robe to cover that belly bulge that might be seen in certain tugging, right? Yep. We cover the layers. The arms are being covered when we're using the robes.
So the arms are hidden here. So we usually just shimmy it off the shoulder a little bit.
Open up the shoulder for the sexy effect.
It's that collarbone and the shoulder. That's all boudoir.
Yes.
Then the tucking. So we would take this and I would literally tuck it into your bra.
Yeah.
And that just hides my belly right there.
Yeah.
So here I am laying there beautiful, and my belly's covered, my arms are covered, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And you got your photographer that is only taking the shot if it looks good.
Yes.
We only take the shot if it looks good.
Yes.
If we do take a shot and you're not crazy about it, just don't take it. That's okay.
Yeah.
But we really do strive to take the best photos.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that you look good. We want you to walk away feeling that feeling. I mean, I go home every day after work having that feeling because I help these women get that feeling. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing. I sounded like Martha Stewart there, didn't I? Oh my goodness. Okay.
So share with us a story of a client that you had recently that was super concerned about arms.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we helped her with her arms. Like
Absolutely.
what happened to her?
Actually, I have several clients that have their arms as their concern, but actually one kind of sticks out most to me. She, beautiful woman, had lost 100 pounds, and she was worried about her arm flab. So, and the arm flab was a concern, but she also had a lot of stretch marks, and this is something different. She actually wanted to keep the stretch marks, but she wanted to hide the flab. And that's fine. That is fine. So that was something for her. She was like, I've come this far. The stretch marks those are my battle scars. And so we actually made sure that those images had those stretch marks in them because that's what she wanted. But we hid the arms in the posing like I showed you.
And ladies, this is very unusual request, by the way.
It is.
Lots of women would be like, Photoshop the shit out of my picture.
And the funny thing is, it came back from editing, actually completely photoshopped. They took them completely out and it looked amazing, but that's not what she asked for, right?
We had to send it back.
I actually had to call Heather.
Oh yeah, sometimes we have that happen because most women truly request. So it's very unusual for a retoucher to receive a photo that is asking to leave the stretch mark, leave the scars, leave all those things that make you you. And I will tell you that once in a while we have that request. I'm gonna say out of 95% of clients, maybe 5% would be wanting to leave the battle scars in the picture, which is wonderful. That journey. Remember how I shared with you the 5 layers of sexy? Like, to me, that's layer 5. When you learn to love your body for who it is, for what it is. Oh my God, I need to share with you my recent thing about the body. Girlie, would you mind giving me water? I'll share all of that.
Absolutely.
So, and would you mind giving me the full bottle? Because like, I am thirsty. All right, ladies. So anyway, one funny thing I told my husband recently. Okay, I'll share in a second. Give me a second to drink that water. Okay, I had a sip. All right, so I told my husband recently, you know, the best thing I've discovered recently about me and my relationship with my body, because hey, I too struggle with my body. I told you that overall I love myself. I'm coming from a place I've learned to see myself beautiful. I do not depend on other people's validation because I validate myself. So to a degree, I have achieved the layer 5 of soulfully sexy with a little bit of like, I still see that I am not perfect, right? And I still see that certain parts of my body require improvement for me, not for anyone else, not trying to seek or be approved by someone else, because I know on the outside, I am already approved. I am already beautiful. Like, I don't need it. But for me, I would like for my arms to be smaller. I would like for my belly to be slimmer. I would like for my thighs to be slimmer, right? And so I started working with myself, and I started I sit down and I meditate and I download and I do spiritual work and I do spiritual goals, right? And one of my energetic goals was to slim down and step into the embodiment of a smaller woman in the sense of the arms, the belly, and the thighs that I was sharing. I still want to preserve the curvature. I get lots of compliments on that. And in my belief system, I believe I can shape whoever the fuck I want. I believe I can step into the identity of a new woman I decide I want to be. A new woman, right? I decide what it is that I want to be, what it is that I want to do, and how I want to look. And I believe I can create that in myself. So with that being said, I started working on getting into that new identity of a smaller woman. And one of the ways that I started doing it is doing a lot of stepping and feeling into that energetic identity of that new woman. And the funny thing, that new slim woman identity that I was stepping into split her relationship with who she is, the me, the invisible part. And by the way, if you hang with me, I am very spiritual and philosophical and woo woo. And like lots of you will be like, what the actual fuck?
All
and
the
I'm totally
woo-woo is
cool.
fun.
Like, yes. And I'm totally cool if you are not the woo woo, but I'm going to share with you. So in my mind, I have split me as this invisible portion of me, what makes me, my feelings, my emotions, my identity, whatever the invisible part who me is. I also believe in reincarnation. I also believe that we like enter one body and another body. So like if from that point of view, like this is just one of the bodies that I decided to embody temporarily. Doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean like I shouldn't take care of it. It means that my body and me are two separate things. And on that note, I started thinking, what happens when me as me and my body are completely separate? What if I treat my body as her and call her she, and I would dress her up and I would do her hair and I would do her makeup, but me as a invisible human being or unhuman being, I would be a separate identity from the body. And I started living that way for about 2 weeks now, right? And most beautiful thing happened. You know what happened? I started liking my body more. Actually, I started loving my body because then my body and I are a team. Then my body and I know that me is not my body, but my body is here to help me, and we are a team. And I can love up on her, I can give her orgasms, I can decorate her in beautiful clothes and beautiful jewelry, and I can do her hair and her makeup, and she would be here as a presentation of who I am in this lifetime. And I thought that's the most amazing thing. So I shared with my husband, and he's absolutely not a woo-woo person. And I shared, I started like looking like at myself and my body as two separate things. It's like, what? Like, yeah, you know what happened? I started loving myself more. Like I somehow like downloaded this new level of self-love for myself when I started doing that. And I know, like, sounds so crazy, but like literally the breakthrough that I received very recently, and I'm sharing with you. If you're as crazy as I am, please try this, because it's amazing when you treat her as her. When you treat her separately, you love her more. You love her more. So on that note, ladies, we still have our last pillar number 4. So we already shared with you what to do about your cellulite and how to treat your cellulite. We already shared with you what to do about your belly and what to do about your arms. Now we still have one more pillar that we are about to cover, and it is our boobs. So
yes,
hold on.
Promised, we're gonna be realistic.
We're gonna be realistic. By the way, I have small boobs and she has big boobs, and like we're a perfect example because I always want to make them bigger and she always wants to make them smaller. So we're like a perfect team somehow for this.
Like I was gonna say, is this why you told me to wear a coat? Because like we're like, yes.
and then like I don't even have a bra. I was deciding on what to wear, and like I was like, Carleen, should I wear this? Like I don't even have a bra. Look at my little babies.
Okay. If I could go around without a bra, I would. I might poke someone's eye out, so it's not gonna happen.
So, ladies, so if you want to still watch the part about the breasts, if it's one of your areas of your concern, stick around. If you are sitting here and if you are wondering, ladies, all sounds good, wonderful. I'm gonna take all of this knowledge that you've shared with me. I'm gonna go ahead and implement that, and I'm gonna treat my body as a separate thing, and I'm gonna dress it up.
Name her.
I'm gonna dress it up, and I'm gonna be all like loving up on my body and stepping into my soulfully sexy self-love level, right? Remember, flatline, presentational, you are probably one of the two right now if you're watching this webinar. Then we have movement, animation, then we have emotion, and that is only then you reach that level of true love for yourself that is soulful. So if you are ready to go and implement, come back, go take 10-minute break, come back for the last pillar where we're going to talk about boobs. But in the meantime, I would like to invite you into having your own beautiful experience with us in our studio. Come in the middle, like you're kind of to the side.
Well, you're taking up all the space. I'm used to it. She's in the limelight. I get
it. So, we are a boudoir studio. We are boudoir photographers. This is our main line of what we are doing now. There are so many different ways we've expanded. On that a little later. But our main thing that we are doing now at the Lovegodesss Studio, and there are two partner brands, the Lovegodesss Studio and Boiling Point Boudoir. They are partners that are working together under contract, okay?
Under one roof.
And under one roof. That's how we have the front studio, the community room at the Lovegodesss space, and then the back rooms for boudoir studios with Boiling Point Boudoir. And so we are inviting for you to step into having your own boudoir experience with us. We are inviting for you to experience that level of self-transformation that I keep talking about, that Carlene keep referring about, all these clients who have already gone through their own experience are literally coming out, and we like literally having our camera handy with all of them to record their testimonials because they keep sharing. And if you go to all of our accounts, whether it's on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, we are sharing client interviews who are telling us their stories. They're telling, hey, I decided to do a boudoir session because I've gone through a divorce. I decided and I needed that upliftment. I decided because I've had horrible relationship with my own body, and I needed that confidence boost to see myself beautiful for the first time. Lots of girls who are coming here are moms, so they are like either stay-at-home moms or just moms in general, busy working moms, and they coming here and I was like, I never have time for myself. I want to give this experience for myself because I don't ever get to experience anything for myself, right? And this is not just, a lot of women think, like, oh, it's nice, go have boudoir session, see myself, beautiful, it's just pictures. Girls, we are fucking telling you it's not just pictures.
It's not.
It's not. It's the entire transformation.
And it's a life experience.
It is.
The last question we ask all of our girls before they leave is, would you have another session? And why do you think other women need to have sessions? And their answers are usually really similar. It's because you have to find yourself, because you deserve it, because you're going to feel amazing, seeing yourself in a different light. I've heard, I tell you, I'm going to make you look amazing. I'm going to make you look like,
and Carlene is one of the photographers. You can hire, you can have me to do, I do designer line sessions that are really high-end, creative, artistic style of sessions. I absolutely would love to do that. But Carlene or Heather would be your photographers to do this. And you've seen her. She's a lot of fun. Would you want to hang out with her?
Yes, that's pretty much the whole session. We are laughing. We're having a good time. It starts the minute you walk through that door, because our makeup artist knows who you are. They know what you want, what you don't want. They know how they want your hair. That's why we talk to you so many times. That's why we have so many conversations, because we want you to see that we are real. We are here and we want to know about you, because it's all about you.
It's about you. So I have good news for you, ladies. My assistant Sybil is on the background about to drop a sale. All right. She's going to drop a sale link in the comments. So make sure you grab that link, because that sale, now this is the important part, that sale is only valid for the next 30 minutes while we're still live, until the end of the live stream. That's it. That sale is going to only be in the next 30 minutes or however long we have. I don't even know. I lost the track.
I do hope that that's like that nudge that you need to just jump in, do it. Like, I know you've been wanting to do it. That's why you're here. So, and I know you wanted to learn a little bit more. that's why you're here. So
yes.
do it for yourself,
right?
Do that fun thing.
And so maybe, just maybe, and a lot of you women, like, because we've been doing this for 12 years, like, I know exactly what you're thinking right now. You're looking at this, oh, boudoir session is for someone else. But what if you finally had, just maybe you had an opportunity to see yourself beautiful for the first fucking time in your life, and that's your opportunity right now? Would you take it? Or would you not take it and sit and miss out that opportunity, and you didn't know if that was it, right? Maybe, just maybe, for the first time, you got an opportunity to feel worthy of your own self. Because lots of women are sitting there thinking, oh, I'm not spending money on myself. Well, guess what? Why? The universe will not respond. And yeah, good question. Why not? You're spending money on your kids,
your house, the house, everybody.
All of them. It's and like, what about you? Who's gonna take care of you? Your husband's not gonna take care of you. Your kids are not gonna take care of you.
Now, hold on. Now, if you tell your husband, hey, I really, really want this, and maybe I'll let you see the pictures.
Only if he's got the money. Okay?
I'll let you pick out the lingerie. See, this is something. And by the way, ladies, we also do couples. We do couples boudoir photography, and it's not like, this is not for your OnlyFans. Okay, we don't shoot OnlyFans.
That's not us. Go to another photographer down.
You're gonna go. That's where you go to backyard boudoir. Okay, but here we do tasteful couple shots, and they're fun. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the hardest part is getting your husband on board, but once he gets here, he'll have a great time.
Yeah.
We give him a beer and he's good, and just start
No, we don't give him a beer. No. We're not giving him a beer.
No, he'll be laughing just like everybody else. It's a lot of fun here.
And the reason why I said, like, only if he's got money, like, this is like one of my points that I so strongly stand for. You don't need another person's approval to do something for yourself. Your husband should not be the one telling what you can or cannot do. This is literally what we stand for. This is literally why we're here. You're not asking, can I do this, or can I live my life here, and can I, like, no, fuck no. Like, just say it, claim it, go for it. No. You're worthy. Yep. You deserve this. And now, like, okay, yes, if he is the only sole, like, care of the family, and you just have to ask for his permission, that's the only reason you ask him. Right. Do not ask him, like, just say it. Just say it. I'm doing this. I'm worthy. I deserve this. Right. I am, like, my own person. I love this, right?
So that feeling that you're going to get from your session, he's not going to be able to feel that, but you will. And you're going to go home, then he's going to feel it.
Yeah.
If you get my drift.
Right. And for some women, so I cannot stress enough on the transformational aspect of boudoir photo session. It's not just pictures. It's literally a light at the end of a tunnel. Lots of women come here being depressed, and then they say, listen, this is the first time in so long I was able to see myself beautiful. I was able to step into my own femininity, my own power, my own confidence, right? Now, lots of women also are doubting themselves. And when they book a session, they go, oh, I don't know if I should proceed with this, or if I should cancel, or you're like in the
I know,
corner.
I'm in the corner.
If I should cancel, and and they come here shaking.
Oh, they do.
And like, I don't know what the hell they're thinking in their head, or what kind of picture they're creating. Are they thinking like we're gonna be like standing there with guns and like, or are they thinking we're gonna like undress them and like put to the wall? Like, I don't understand what's there to be afraid of. But like, they would come in and they would be like, oh, I'm so shaky. Like, I'm scared. Like, scared of what? And like, why is this like to the point where they like even considering canceling?
Because they're not comfortable in their bodies yet. They're scared to even show their bodies to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That is, but by the time you're done, I mean, it's okay. A little nip slip here and there. We're just laugh it off because we have bodies. Yeah. Like I said, we have bodies.
But the main thing is about those women, when they do come,
Mm-hmm.
They go through the process.
They do.
I literally sit with them in the back, like in the front room afterwards, and they tell me, "Oh, I was doubting whether I should come in or not," and they're like, "Oh, this is absolutely not at all what I imagined that would be. This is so much 10 times better. I didn't know what I was paying for before, but now like I'll book another one and I'll pay 10 times more because I didn't know I was getting this. I didn't know I was getting the experience. I didn't know I was getting the love of 8 people that are like buzzing and working around me. I didn't know that, and now I know, and now I'm gonna go and tell the world and my friend and my best friend. I'm gonna tell everyone because this is the best thing I did for myself in a very long time, like a year. Some people some women telling me it's like better than a wedding day. How fucking awesome is that? And weddings are like what, 30 grand at least. Like, we're not that expensive.
That is an amazing compliment to our team. We have an amazing team here. I mean, from the first phone call and email and text message, you know, when we first see you on wherever you find us, to the minute you walk out the door. But we have, you know, makeup artists, we have the photographers. You know, Katya has set up all this lighting, she has done all this posing so that we can maximize just you. We want to maximize you. We want you to feel it, and you do when you come through here. It is a magical, and just working here does that for you. It's because I feed off of all that great energy, and I go home in a great mood.
And another thing about women, like they looking for a reason to do this. Like I see comments like, "Oh, I'm a single, I don't have him to give these pictures to." Girl, do this for yourself, right? You don't need another person. Like, to me, like I maybe I'm like too advanced, I don't know. Like, all these girls are looking for reasons to give something to their husband. To me, like, fuck husband, like it's for me.
I want to see my wife.
I love me. Like, I want this for me. I'm having so much fun doing this for me because it brings me up. And I don't need a husband to give pictures to. He looks at me every night. Like, he doesn't need my pictures.
But we're not going like me. No, this is love you. That's why it's me, love myself, love everything about my body, and have that photo to be like, just remind you, you know, every once in a while we need that reminder.
I want for you to have that goddess that you've come into during your Buddha session to be put above your headboard as a giant wall art, right? And then you wake up every morning and you go, holy fucking shit, this is me.
That woman
is a goddess, and she's looking at me every morning, and I am her. And I can, like, remember how I'm talking about identity shifting and embodying. When you are stepping into that identity that is looking at you from your wall, because you've already experienced, you know what she feels like, you are able. And that's why I'm such a huge proponent for wall art. Like, don't just take album, it's gonna like be on your bookshelf and you like forget about it. Get a freaking wall art and multiples of them to put above your bed, because that will remind you of who you are every single moment. You are goddess, you are confident, you don't need anyone's opinion, anyone's validation for what you should or should not be doing, because you make those decisions. So girls, while we still live, we are having a sale, 50% off the session fee. I'll go in a second and share a little more about what that includes. Now,
we're running out of time.
We're running out of time, and I'm like running out of brain.
They stayed for the boobs.
No. Girls need to know. All right. Well, and by the way, we will run over.
Yeah,
it sounds like we will run over. So stick around. We're still talking about boobs. But what the sale is, so there are 2 parts to the process. There is a session fee, the experience itself, and then products are separate. So I want to share with you how everything works and what it is that you're paying, and how does the process works after you clicked on that link and booked your session, and what happens when you did that. So when you clicked on the sale and you were able to grab that sale while it was live, while we were alive.
They're having a little bit of trouble. So try to open the link in another tab. If you're having trouble opening the link, just open it in another tab on your phone as well. Same thing, open it on another tab. It might work for you.
Okay, and Sybil, please look into comments. Don't trip.
Yeah,
Sybil, look into comments and message those people who are having trouble opening the link. Send them a message in person so they could access that sale while it's still available. In the meantime, so what happens after you click on the link? It takes you to the sale page. You're welcome to read our testimonials, watch the little video of how the process works. But after you complete your purchase of 50% off the session fee, and I'm going to share with you what that covers, it will take you to the thank you page, and it will prompt you to schedule your own phone consultation. We will also double check that you scheduled your consultation if you just happen to not schedule it as well. But what will happen, you'll get connected to a team member that will truly ask you the question, what are you looking from your session? How are we creating sessions? What is it that you are trying to step into as far as your own inner love goddess, right? Who is she? Is she Marilyn Monroe? Is she the dark dominatrix? And after that consultation, we'll literally select a date for you. So you don't select the date just yet. We'll select the date for you with the team member who's taking your phone call. We have 3 girls, Julie, Crystal, and Madison, right now working on speaking with clients. And you'll select the date for your boudoir photo session. Then you'll schedule a second consultation that's going to be on Zoom. The first phone call is on the phone. Second consultation is on Zoom. And this is where we dive deep into planning your sessions. What clothing you have? What do you want to purchase? What do you want to bring? Can we use some of the things in our studio, which we have accessories, we have cover-ups. We do not provide intimates. That's too dirty, disgusting. Like, I don't understand who would want to do that. It's your intimates. You bring your intimates, but we have the cover-ups. We have wall of shoes. We have accessories, jewelry, all that stuff, right? So during your consultation that happens on Zoom, we'll go over all the ideas for you. We'll decide what outfits should be more flattering for your body type, just like we shared with you styling tips. The girl on the other end is professional. She knows what looks good. She'll guide you through the process. She'll help you style your photo session. So there is that help that's available. So if you don't know how to style, don't worry, because we have support on that end. And she's not part of the Zoom team, but
but
she will help you. She will help you when you get here. So after that, we have another quick short consult. And by the way, during your Zoom consultation, we'll also go deeper into packages, which I will touch base in a second as well. After your first Zoom consultation, we have a quick touch point call, maybe like for 15 minutes, where we just like, did your items arrive on time? Do you need a backup plan? Things of that nature. And then after that, we are seeing you in our studio where the makeup artist meets you in the morning. You will literally walk into our, by the way, did I share with you? We have a retail space. Not like someone's like other photographers, you would be going into someone's home. You would be photographing, like going through someone's kitchen to get to their studios, right? No. Let me share the most disgusting one. Okay. And I'm sorry, girls who are just starting, because I was kind of that person starting out, but like we are so far from that now. You would be posing in someone else's bedroom, in their own freaking bedroom. They change sheets. They sleep there. They have sex there. Like, would you really? No, we have professional studio that is set up in a proper way. There are studio rooms that are set up properly. We are in a freaking retail space now. We no longer in a little, studio that we used to be. We are in this 5,000 square foot building.
Yep. Mission Barbecues.
Mission Barbecues right next door. So anyway,
they park in my spot. I don't like it.
Anyway, when you come in, the makeup artist pulls you in and does your makeup, and we would be already knowing like what you decided as far as your hair and makeup, because we have that during the consultation. And she does your makeup. We usually don't allow you to look in the mirror. And then your photographer comes in and she chats with you, and she like takes you back to this. By the way, this is our closet room. We look in the mirror, and that's where makeup reveal happens. And like we hear from women. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm so beautiful. Oh my God, you did it just right. You didn't overdo my shadow.
Yes.
This is exactly what I wanted. Like I didn't like, and we hear that
No.
all the time.
And I want you to know that we have some of the best makeup artists, like
Yes.
the best. We hear wonderful compliments all the time, and I'm sure that we don't relay them enough to you ladies, but oh my gosh. So I've had almost every single client of mine that has darker skin tone just rave about the fact that we were able to match it. It all looked the same. Everything looks good. You don't look overdone. It looks amazing.
Yeah. And then after the makeup reveal, she goes into your outfits. She helps you style them.
Yeah.
You girls talk. She takes you to the studio, lets you change. When you're finished, she comes in. She tells you, all right, girl, this is the tricks that we're going to be using. This is how we're going to hold the arms. This is what we're going to do with our mouth. This is what we're going to do with our chin. These are the posing techniques. Then she literally jumps into the first pose, shows you, hey, lay like this. Arch your ass like this. Like she shows you everything, and all you need to do is to repeat, and she like fix your arm and fix your leg, and like you don't need to do anything. We're literally like we're treating every client as like from zero. They don't know how to pose. They don't know how to be sexy.
And if you think that because like maybe you have some limitations, like maybe your elbow or your shoulder or your hip, something, it's okay. We can work around that. So we can work around anything. So don't think that any pain is going to limit us from doing this, because we're going to make sure you're comfortable as well.
Right. And so, and then they go into posing flow, and we go through a set of poses where you're looking absolutely gorgeous. And then another thing that other studios don't do, we go right into viewing where you get to see your images the same day. We take you to the viewing room, and we give you this beautiful slideshow of all of your images, and you go, oh, really? Like, this is me?
You're forgetting the most important part.
What?
So after your session, because you're hangry, you're tired, you're thirsty, we have snacks. All right, we've got salties, we've got sweet, we got water, we've got snacks, because nobody likes a hangry goddess.
Yeah. And we're right next to Mission Barbecue. Hello.
I mean, that too. But we have chocolate. Come to the dark side. We have chocolate.
We've been doing all that work to starve ourselves, and now time to feast.
Time to feast. But you get to pick your photos. We're not picking your photos for you.
We help you.
You pick your photos.
Yeah, you pick your photos.
And if you are having a little bit of trouble, then we'll all pile in and we'll make it a party, and like we'll help you pick your photos. But this is something that you get to pick, and it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It is hard because they all look really good.
They all look good.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. After the viewing, so we have about a month for all the products all of your images that you selected to be retouched. We have a separate retouching team. Keep in mind, that's what separates like all other boudoir photographers. Like I keep hearing from like these other people who never been or worked with us, and was like, oh, I'll go to Mary Smith down the street. What you don't understand is that Mary Smith photographs out of her bedroom is a one-person show, and she might have a lot of clients that she's dealing, so she slips here and doesn't deliver on like the deadlines, and then you're wondering. I've heard horror stories of clients not receiving their albums that they paid $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for, and Mary Smith is nowhere to be found. And then I heard horror stories of girls going to these male photographers, and they pose them in the really provocative way, very objectifying experience for them. So it's not at all uplifting. In fact, they lose their confidence going through this kind of experience versus gaining that confidence. What you don't understand is that every boudoir photographer is not the same, and the experience is absolutely not the same. And the key thing about us is that we allocate to a professional each piece and a detail of a process. That is why we have 8 people working on your photo session, because we have a professional who is doing your makeup. We have a professional who is photographing you. We have a professional who is retouching your photos. We have a professional who is helping you style on Zoom consultation. And all of these people that are, when I'm not even mentioning like our support team, admin team, who is helping you with with communication, stay on top of everything, you know, take your payments, make sure that we all set up that like payment plan is all good. You know what I mean? So we have a team for every, like, it's the process is smooth.
Uh-oh.
Oh, battery died.
Oh no. Let me get the battery.
Oh, you know what?
Is it the battery?
Okay.
Are you still there, folks? I hope you're still there. We're so sorry. Little technical difficulties.
Okay. Change the battery. Our battery died on the first camera. I guess that's
That is, now we know.
Now we know. Okay, by the way, this is the first time we're doing something like this. So it is, and good thing we had our backup camera all ready to go. But this is the first time we're doing something like this, so we are still learning. But while she's changing the camera and then she's switching it back, I'm gonna share with you. So where I was left off, and you know how, come here. Okay. Yeah, say hi to the girls.
Hello. Oh, it got turned a little bit, and our lighting is a little off.
Yeah, that's because we have a different camera. Boom. We are back on track.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah. All right, much better. Much better.
We just got moved. But that's okay.
But next time we need to make sure like we account for needing a second battery
on
this, right? And we will need like a webcam to switch the process. Anyway, but see, we're like down to earth and we're super simple.
We're real.
We are real. We don't make this up. Anyway, I was gonna say that like you receive your products a month from your photo session. They go into professional retouching. They are being fully handled by the team. And then what we do, we simply ship it to your home. So you'll find them on your doorstep. You don't need to come here. Super easy. Everyone loves it. Yeah. So the session fee covers all of that, the experience. See how many details that go into this? This is what session fee covers. Now your images are separate, and your images start at $1,050, right? That's just the start. So you can decide if this is the level that you want to invest in, that's what it's going to be. But some clients invest, we have, 3 image packages, 6 image packages, 10, 20, 30, 50. I mean, and there's wall art. So like there's so many options. That's just too much information to go into this right now. Or like even when clients like message us and ask, well, how much does it cost? Well, there's so many variables about this. Like, why don't we jump on a phone call, right? So all of that we discussed during our Zoom consultations. But to kind of give you an average range, our minimum package is $1,000. On average, women would spend about $2,500 on their images, and then we have clients who spend $5,000 and $6,000, and then you have very exclusive clients with at $10,000 price range. So it's all over the place. There is no like how much does it cost. It's like it could be here or it could be here. It could be here. I do know that you're gonna love more of your images at the viewing, so prepare to add more images at the end. So anyway, what have I not covered yet?
I think you got it. You went from the beginning all the way to the end.
Yeah, we touch on photo progress. And the biggest part too is that we are a wholesome journey. We don't just do pictures. It's your confidence boosting experience. Right. You stepping into your own woman. So anyway, with that being said, we have boobs.
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 We're talking about boobs.
All right.
No, we're not showing boobs, but we're talking about boobs. Okay, so like I said, we're being realistic. So I am a 36D. That is my bra size. Now, I'm coining this phrase because this is like, I am proud of my homegrown beauties. I always have been. So I've never been one to really hide them. But that doesn't mean that I haven't been given shit all my life for having boobs. So I've always actually wanted to enhance them. I've always enhanced them. So hence, I mean, you see, I've got a little bit of cleavage going here. I like the way my boobs look. But some women don't, and that's okay. So something that you can do if you are a large, musty woman like me is a vest. So vests, oddly enough, they actually, they hold it down a little bit, but they actually detract from your bosom area. So that is something that you can try to help with that. So we're only going to do one minimize and one enhance per bra size, I guess, just because we didn't want to go too far over. So that would be, other than a minimizer bra, that would be our minimize. So to enhancing, I would go with V-neck or a wrap dress. Unfortunately, you can't see as well on the hanger. So we're going to use Jessica over here. And this beautiful dress, still has the tags on it. I've never worn it because I can't find the right bra. And that is a problem for everybody, finding the right bra. But see, this is a beautiful wrap dress. And if I can get it to wrap, and it comes off your shoulders. But let me get my little string here. So it comes across here. It tucks through there, and then it comes across here. And as you see, that creates that beautiful V, and you can make it as wide or as narrow as you like. It depends on you. Really depends on your modesty and how you feel. But that is a wrap dress. And again, we were talking about cinching. This is also going to cinch your waist a little bit here too. So you've got that beautiful rack on display, and you got that tight tummy. It looks great. So then Katya, on the other hand, so she is our other example. So
I am a bodycon dress lover. I think that's the sexiest thing a woman can wear is a bodycon dress.
So she would opt for something like this.
Yeah.
So we like molded cups, right? You want to add that shape because again, we're not as young as we used to be. We had kids. Our boobs are not as perky as they used to be. So molded cups do help. So that gives you your shape, right? And this isn't even an underwire, but it's molded. It's comfortable. I've seen her in this. This is phenomenal. A little bit of skin. Snatch you in at the waist.
I like the skin. I like that, that elegant. Yeah. Remember, we talked about classy. That's a classy way to show skin. Mm-hmm. You're not looking desperate.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, a way to minimize your bust is actually what she's doing right now is a blazer, a well-fitted blazer, because then it actually adds a little bit of bulk. It hides. So this is good bulk versus bad bulk. There's bad bulk.
Bad bulk is when like it's bulky here and it's bulky there too. Mm-hmm. So you want to balance it out. So anything that you do needs to have a balance. Like whether you are doing the top and then you opting for a bigger top, you want to make sure that your bottom is somewhat of a slim silhouette. If you are opting in for a bulky bottom, then make sure that your top is more of a slimming silhouette. Mm-hmm. So you want to find that balance within yourself to show up. Like showing curves is the sexiest thing that a woman can do for herself. So to me, showing boobs, which obviously is curves, whether it's little curves that I have or big curves that she has, is the sexiest thing because it's your body. You own it. And you don't want to show it off to someone to be approved or be considered beautiful. You want to wear it proudly. This is where self-love comes into play, right? Wear my body proudly and loving every inch of it. And if you feel being attacked, if you feel being objectified, boom, flatline. That's why we talked about the flatlining, right?
Yep. Another way that small bosoms can be enhanced is by adding that. Jessica had a
shrink.
She got into the champagne.
Oh my god!
Yeah, she lost the nut.
I think we broke Jessica.
Jessica lost the nut. Okay, so adding the right kind of bulk is ruffles. As you see, ruffles add a little bit of bulk to the bust, right? Also, now if you want to enhance it, that's when you bring in your little sweater, right? You just bring in your sweater, you button it right there, and there you go. You've enhanced your bosom quite a bit. And look, it looks bigger already.
What you created,
this is a tiny model.
Right? What you created is this cleavage effect. Very pretty. This literally draws your eye into the breast area if that's the area you want to highlight in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And And that's boobs.
That's boobs.
That's boobs.
Another thing that I've never mentioned during this workshop that is super important principle of styling is that your eye goes to the brightest part of your body. So if you are wearing some form of really colorful, so for example, red, and then I'm wearing black bottoms, or if I was wearing yellow and black bottoms, your eye goes into that colorful part of your body that is the lightest part. We use this principle for photography. It works exactly the same for styling. So whatever part that you're trying to maximize or highlight is the one that you put color on, or the one that's going to be the lightest part of your body. The one that you're trying to minimize, you're going to be wearing darker colors like black bottoms or something that is darker, that is compared to the other part that you are trying to balance it all out. Again, everything is a game of balance. Everything is a game of balance. You want to play with colors. You don't want to overdo it, like red at the top and green on the bottom. Then you look like a Christmas tree. You want to make sure that there is a dark element to your clothing and there's a light element to your clothing, and also like a pop of color. If you're not as colorful as me, wearing like a colorful necklace or even having an accessory is wonderful. Or even hair, right? By the way, we're wanting to do like accessory workshop next. So so this is something we will definitely address as far as popping color in your style. That is super, super important.
But also, if you have any styling video suggestions or any video suggestions that you want to know about,
yes, we accept. Please let us know what we should talk about next, because we definitely want to help you out on this journey.
Absolutely. We will be talking probably about makeup at one point. We'll probably be covering lingerie that you wear, do's and don'ts for your session. So yeah, anything that you ladies want to know, we will research it and we will come back at it.
Right. And so couple of things to wrap the whole thing up. The sale will end at 50% off your session fee at the end of this live video. However, I have good news. We have another sale. So you still have maybe about 1, 2, 3 minutes to grab that sale at 50% off your session fee. However, if you needed to consult your husband or do some money moving activities, we will be dropping another sale that's gonna allow to have your session not at $325 right now, but at $450. It's still $200 off the normal price, which normal price is $650. So it's still a good deal. It's gonna be on for the next 24 hours. So starting now until 7 p.m. tomorrow, we have another sale going on. So if you don't get an opportunity to grab right now, grab it within 24 hours. Now, a couple of things also to address that lots of women are asking about their boudoir session. So comments like this.
Oh, yeah. We are out of space on our card.
Oh, don't worry about it. We can't do anything about it right now.
That's a bummer. Okay.
Okay. One of the questions that I'm being asked is, am I too old to do this? And lots of women don't understand that feminine beauty is timeless. And I just watched a TV show where a woman who is in her 70s dating young guy, and it's a king for a young guy. He's like literally like 19. And it's a kink for a young guy to date the 75-year-old. I'm not telling you in regards to, you should go and like date young guys at 75. I'm telling you the perspective. You believe you're too old, and it's only true when you believe. And this woman that I just watched a TV show on believes she's a fucking hot. Yeah. And she allows herself, and she's worthy of dating the 19-year-old, and she thinks it's awesome. And she like takes him to bed, however crazy that might sound, right? And it's a kink. So it doesn't matter how old you are. Feminine beauty is timeless. Yeah. And there is always a consumer for any body shape, any body type, any beauty type, because feminine beauty is timeless. and everyone's gonna appreciate, because it's inner beauty. It's not the outer beauty, it's the inner
Right.
beauty. If you have the inner beauty, it's timeless. So am I too old to do a boudoir session? No.
No.
You're only old if you think so.
My oldest client so far has been 67, but we've had upwards of
75.
Yeah, in the studio.
75, and she was still having hot sex with her husband, who was still with her, and
Yeah.
she loved every bit of
Yeah.
her experience.
Those women
So-
are actually probably the most fun.
right?
They come
Like,
in
that's what I want to
because
be. What I'm
they're
so fun.
and they have no concern there about that. They're like, yeah, I still have sex, and yeah, I look good.
Yeah.
And you know what? I did this because I wanted to feel good about myself, but I
Yeah.
knew I looked good anyway.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of women we love. Absolutely love them.
Yeah.
Because they're dirty old women like us.
And then I get women who are like, all right, like, all sounds good and wonderful, but I'm too fat. I need to lose the weight. Give me like a few months. Like, girl, you'll never be in the studio ever. Do it now or do it never. Not only we would not want you here in 6 months, because you know that all of that is excuse to not do it. And you're going to continue on that path of excuses to not do this for yourself. Why would we? Like, we want committed women. We want women who are like, I'm in it. I'm ready to embrace my inner confidence. I am ready to step into my inner goddess, right? So those are the kind of women that we want. So no, you will not lose that weight in 6 months. No, you will not come to the studio in 6 months. And we keep hearing this over and over and over. Another like objection that I keep hearing, like, oh, let me talk to my husband. Why you need to talk to your husband, right? Like, and that one is usually they like women use that when they're like just like no, they're not gonna do it, and they want wrap up the conversation, and we already know they're full of shit.
Right.
So don't ever use that on us. We already know you're full of shit.
We said we'd be real.
We'll be real with you. Like, we're real girls
also,
here.
a lot of women, their moms can't get time off, can't get
Yeah.
sitters, things like that. We all take time off for the doctor. There are sitters.
Yes.
And actually, I want to point out, if you're coming from far away, like, oh, I live too far away, we have women coming from DC that make a weekend of it. And if
Yeah.
you want to do something like that, we're happy to help, because we have lists for places to go,
Yeah.
places to eat. And I love to talk about food, so I'll probably tell you all the best places to eat anyway.
Yeah.
I might even invite myself, but that's different.
Yeah. Another one we hear a lot. Oh, I can't afford this right now. I mean, feeding your family is more important, so I get it. But is it really true? You cannot afford this, and like to the point where like you're surviving, then we wouldn't want you here. Why would you spend money here when your family is struggling? Like, true, I'll support it. Go feed your family. Right? Come here when you have that extra money, that tax return that came back. I had waitresses taking on a second waitressing job, and from her tips, like saving up, they would literally, you would question, are you a stripper or something? They would literally come with a stack of cash here. It was like, no, I've been saving my tips for this because I've been wanting to do this. And the best part, we have payment plans. So if you know that you need longer time, while we do need it to approve a longer time, we have options. We will set you up on a payment plan for you to do this if you're truly committed, truly serious, and most importantly, coming from that place of, I'm ready to change my life. Because ultimately, this is why we're here. We're changing lives of women every single day. We don't just like come in, clock out. Those people, like, first of all, I don't hire them. And second of all, if they're hired and we find that out, they were like out of here in no time. We are here on passion for what it is that we are doing. We are here to change other women's lives. That is literally what we are breathing about every single day. So if that is the energy that you're bringing, by the way, no bitches allowed. If we have a bitch client, we fire them. We don't want that energy
true.
Here. No, this is true.
We will not
tolerate. We will not tolerate
for
the right reasons. No.
We
We
will not
don't.
take you.
I will protect my team. My team here is much more important than a client with her like money. I do not care for that.
The
My
energy in the
team,
space is too
my
important.
mental health of my team, my spirit, my like the work environment that we are creating here, that we are producing here is so much more important than some kind of money that like I can receive from another client who is coming here with the right attitude, with the right reasons,
Right.
with the right energy that's gonna not only just like get a transformation but uplift everyone in the end while doing this.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
So anyway, we are wrapping up. Thank you so much for tuning in. The sale, the 50% sale is ending now. Sybil is closing and I'm publishing the sales page right now. And the new sale is starting for the $200 off right now for the next 24 hours. Thank you so much for tuning in. I
Yes.
love you. Mwah.
Thank you, ladies. We had fun too.
Yes.
And we can't wait till next time.
Yes. Bye.